Hey Blades fans, welcome back to Hertz Arena and another Florida Everblades pregame show. I'm Hannah Jo Groves alongside Jake Maurice. Jake, yet another home win, 4-to win over the Reading Royals. However, I feel like that scoreline is a little deceiving for how the game actually went, because for the first two periods, it was very tight, very close, and not even until really the end of the game did Florida really pull away. So let's start talking nicely about our opponents. What was Reading doing to make it tough on the Everblades?
Well, they took advantage of some uncharacteristic turnovers Florida was having, especially in the first period. Blades didn't have full control of the puck in their own zone, gave Reading chances, and they capitalized to get some great opportunities. Johnson bailed his team out a number of times in that first period. And then in the second, they finally break through, right? A lot of traffic out front. Johnson can't see it. Makes it very hard to stop it. Unfortunately, couldn't deny that one. Kind of acted a bit of a wake-up call for the Everblades, right? Okay, now it's back to a tied game. These guys, they're actually playing well.
Yeah.
We're not just going to walk through these guys. And from there, I think Florida slowly took over the game. You get the early goal in the third period.
Yes.
Okay, you're up by one again, but
Yes.
you're still not safe. And Reading, they hung around all the way up until, I would say, that Patrick Kite goal.
Yes.
Once Florida got that, then they were pretty good.
Speaking of Patrick Kite, our Camille Frick got to talk to him after last night's win. Let's take a look at that.
Hey Blades fans, Camille Frick post-game with Patrick Kite. Patrick, a nice snapshot to put the game out of reach for the Royals. What were you seeing on that one?
Initially looking back door, and then I was like, I have to shoot more. So I just got it on net, and G did a good job standing in front. So
How'd you guys stick to your structure in the third period to be able to close it out?
yeah, I think we were the puck was bouncing there tonight, but we just stuck with it. After the second period, we were like, we have to bear down a bit more and support each other out there, and got the job done.
What did you guys learn from tonight in order to be able to gain another win tomorrow?
That they're a hardworking team, and they won't just roll over, but we could be even better tomorrow, and I know we can, and the boys know it too, so it'll be a good game.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thanks.
Thanks, Camille. So let's get into the more specifics of that, though. So what differences did you see in both sides in the third period?
Well, Florida gets another first-minute goal. Yes, it's third period, not first period,
Right.
but still, anytime you score in the first minute of a frame, it just resets the whole game for you, right? A lot of tense energy in the building, kind of relaxed. Okay, we're back out front. It's where we're comfortable, where we want to be, where really Florida needs to be to win games.
Yes.
And then from there, yes, Reading pushed, wasn't comfortable, but the Everblades, they bent, didn't break. You have Johnson continue his strong play, and eventually you get the Kite goal, and that kind of took Reading out of it.
Yes.
From there, Florida was really good.
Yes.
But in this one tonight, you got to make sure you can find that goal earlier, that insurance marker that puts you in control of this game. We always see it. When the Everblades can get up by multiple goals, they're almost always on their way to a win, right? I can't even remember more than one or two instances this year where Florida has blown a multi-digit lead.
Right.
It just doesn't happen to this team. They're
Right.
so strong defensively and in net that once they can get up by a few, they're almost always good.
Yeah.
When it's a one-goal game, of course, that's an entirely different story. Then
Sure.
you're one bounce, one bad break away from the puck being in the back of your net, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden things look very different. So for this one tonight, one of the keys is going to be you've got to make sure that you find that insurance marker. Don't allow Reading to hang around.
Yes. Okay, so that was a preview into our three keys.
Yes.
But before we get into that,
Sneak
sneak preview. I talked about Ralph last night, and this won't surprise you because of his very high standards. But after the 4-to-1 win, he told me he wasn't happy with how the Blades played. So can you give us kind of maybe some speculation about the specifics that he was talking about that maybe he felt like could be sharper?
Well, definitely that first period, right? Yes, you have the 1-0 lead after it. That was more of a really good rush effort by Duke on a good individual play rather than the team structure leading the way to a goal. You can't rely on that to just bail you out every game. It was a game where Florida really kind of, I don't want to say got away with it because they did get better as the game went along and controlled the third period, especially those final few minutes, quite well. But it was certainly not a sustainable way to win. Yes, you can win one night like that, like Florida did yesterday, but this is a team that's trying to win 16 games in the playoffs to win the Kelly Cup. You're not going to win 16 games playing like that. Eventually it's going to catch up to you. So I think for Coach Ralph, he knows that this team can obviously play better than that. I mean, just look at the last two games before that against South Carolina last week where the Blades dominated. You play like that, you can win 16 games. Like the one last night wasn't horrible. It's not like Florida stole that one away and Reading just dominated and should have won. It was a game where the Everblades, in the key moments, were the better team. But you need to be better than just the key moments. You need to find ways to control the full 60 minutes. Otherwise, you're going to be going home earlier than you'd like.
So as a reminder, we've got Anthony Peters on the other side of the ice as the head coach of the Reading Royals, who used to be the assistant coach of the Florida Everblades so last year and the year before, won a Kelly Cup with Brad Ralph. So obviously he knows how Brad Ralph operates. He knows how this building operates and the feelings that come along with that. I'm sure that he's going to have an educated reasoning as to how he comes into tonight with his team. So what shifts do you think he's planning on making? What are going to be the changes from Reading?
I think he wants to see his team get into the middle of the attacking zone more, and I don't think his team can be as reliant as they were on turnovers. A lot of their best chances came back in that first period where Florida wasn't handling the puck well in their own zone, and Reading took advantage of it to set up offense. Once those kind of got out of Florida's game going into the third period, it became a lot harder for the Royals to get those high-quality chances. So they've got to find a way to generate more of their own offense rather than hoping Florida gifts it to them.
That makes sense.
On the other side of the ice, the Royals were good when they could get the puck out of their own zone. When they got stuck moving the puck out beyond the blue line, when the Blades defense was able to hold things in, that's when some Reading players got tired out and got put into tough situations. We saw it on the Romano goal. Reading had a chance to get it out of their own zone. They don't. Blades reset, pass across, got slowed up, but still made its way to Romano, and the Blades bury it to take the 2-1 lead early in the third period. When you can hold the Royals in their own end, you could set yourself up for a good bit of success.
Okay.
If the Royals are able to get out, like I'm sure Coach Peters is hoping
Wants
for
them
tonight,
to do, yes.
then it's going to be a lot harder for Florida to get things going offensively.
All right, so you already gave us one of our keys, but these are the Direct Effect Marketing 3 keys of the game. One of them, getting that insurance goal earlier. What are others?
Yeah, so very quickly on the insurance goal, I mean, well, first, obviously, you got to get the first one to take the lead. But you don't want to allow Reading to have chances to tie the game up.
Yes.
Florida got away with it last night. If you do so again, you're going to get into trouble. And remember, this is all about the kind of the overarching key of all these games has been building towards the playoff strong habits.
Yep.
Crucial game 5, 2-2 tied series or something like that. Game 1, and the other team's still hanging around. Eventually, it's going to come back, and they're going to get a chance to tie it, and then who knows from there, right? You find that insurance marker, you're on your way to the win.
Right.
Second off, and it's been a key for a lot of these games recently, but it's because it's so important, staying disciplined, staying smart. We've already seen it actually just before us on the other side. Michael Robidoux from the Royals got suspended in the game before coming down here to Southwest Florida. He's going to miss the first 3 games of the Royals postseason run. You don't want that on the other side. You don't want guys getting injured. You don't want, for just the game tonight, to take a stupid penalty, put your team into trouble, and the Royals are able to find one on the power play. Stay smart. It's game 72 against a non-division rival. No reason to get involved in any of the extracurricular stuff. And then finally, this is a game where you're going to have a sold-out crowd, a big ceremony before the game, bringing a lot of positive emotions into the building. You need to use that, and that's the whole part of home ice advantage in the playoffs, right? Is that you get to play in this building in front of these fans who are going to be raucous all throughout the night. You give them something to cheer for. You use that energy to just keep rolling and rolling and rolling, and you're going to be on your way to a win.
Yeah, we need you fans. This last regular season game, these guys have played a lot of games this season.
72 tonight.
Oh my goodness, yes, we will need you. So hey, let's get into that pregame ceremony though. John McCarron is being honored tonight. For Blades fans that might be a little bit newer, maybe the past couple years, tell us about John McCarron and his legacy for the Everblades.
I mean, he is arguably the most important player in the team's history. Pretty much every team record, goals, assists, points, he's got it.
It's all him. 2
Kelly Cups, 2022 and 2023, longtime captain of the club. You go back to that 2023 run, he was so clutch, particularly in that third-round series against the Growlers where he had 2 overtime winners for the Everblades, including the series winner up in Canada. And you even just look at the modern team today, a lot of the culture, the expectation around this team, the constant striving for championships, that going into a game 72 that doesn't mean anything, Florida's still treating it as a must-win game. A lot of that comes from him and his leadership. So even though he's not in the locker room anymore, and even though tonight his jersey's going up into the rafters instead of onto his body to play in this one, he's still very much a part of this team. His identity, just the core of who he is, very much still in the fabric of that locker room. And continues to help this modern iteration try and chase down the same success he had while wearing that Blades jersey that tonight goes up forever into our rafters.
That's really well put, Jake. Yeah, and we're excited to see all of that. So next up is warm-ups, and then we will have that pregame ceremony honoring John McCarron, and then it'll be the Reading Royals versus your Florida Everblades. We'll see you there.